Hey you guys, what is going on? I pray you guys are doing well. In today's video, I want to talk about Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin is something that I don't trade often, but I do like to invest in her from time to time. Not often. I'm a big believer in holder in more Ethereum. For one, she's cheaper. But Bitcoin is our here now future. Okay, so let's get into some analysis on this. Now, this is uh a currency, or it's not a currency, it's a digital currency that I've been following, for years. Okay. And just trying to see how she moves and how she flows and if we can get good structure out of her. And we have that good structure here, as you guys can see. We can see that Bitcoin is actually putting in higher highs and higher lows. And when it comes to performing analysis, this is something that you want to see. You want to see a good trend. Okay, if you didn't see a good trend in her, then it's probably not good to just invest in it unless she's going to buy and hold. But right now she is staying above 28,000, close to $29,000. So I remember telling my students when Bitcoin was up here, she's going to drop because she's made this high. This is a beautiful candle that says we are going to see potentially more downside, and we have seen that downside. Okay, disclaimer: right now they're doing landscape outside of my window, so if you guys hear the motors, that's the noise that you hear. Okay. Anyway, so she's staying above 28,000, and so on the monthly we can break this down to the weekly time frame. She is still showing some really good bullish information here as well. She's continuing to pull up. Okay, so we still have 4 days and 4 hours because Bitcoin runs in 7 day periods, and so we still have 4 days until this candlestick closes to see how she's going to close, which I'm really interested in her closure. Okay, then you break this down to the daily time frame and we have a lot more information here. Okay, so higher high, we had a higher low, higher high situation going on here. Price just left a really long retracement, and I'm looking to see if she is going to continue to the upside here. Okay, so with that being said, do I think Bitcoin could be a really good buy? Yes, I do actually. Okay, I'm looking to see if she's going to stay above this candlestick here that printed on Monday, because this is bouncing up on my zone. We've had a few good taps here, and I want to see if she's going to go back up to 48,000 and then potentially back up into $52,000. Okay, following her bullish trend to make a new higher high. It's looking good so far. Right, it's looking good so far, and so we're going to see if Bitcoin can continue. Now, I don't, and hear me well, as an investor, this is different from trading. If Bitcoin still goes back down and stays in this range between 34,000 and 39,000, it's not the end of the world. It just means buy more Bitcoin at a cheaper price. And when you're deciding what to do as a trader or investor, you have to weigh the good and the bad. If you decide to trade this, you got to go in with the understanding that if you put a stop loss on, you can still get stopped out. But that doesn't mean that Bitcoin is in a downtrend. It just means that Bitcoin could be retracing a little bit more. Okay, this is why we have to understand volatility. Okay, and understanding your trends. The fact that she's making higher highs and higher lows is good. Now, even if you break this down to a lower time frame, okay, we can look at her as a lower high situation right here on the 4 hour time frame, and then she had a lower low here, and then she has another a higher high. So we're still pushing up in that same uptrend in the same bullish direction. It just depends on if you're the trader, at what price would you get into trade and where would you place your stop loss. And if you are the investor, still at what place would you get in, but you're not really placing stops. You're just going to look to hold no matter if she goes back down. Now, prayerfully, she can continue to go up. Like, that's the prayer, right? And we'll see if that can happen here with Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm bullish all the way on Bitcoin. I'm excited to see what she is going to continue to do following this beautiful trend. And even she had a beautiful retracement trend here. And this is where studying comes into play, right? You got to be a studier of the markets as they move. And I love studying trend because trend is easy to read. And when she's not trending, I just try to leave it alone. It doesn't work all the time, but I try to leave it alone. Okay, so this is my take on Bitcoin. And this is not financial advice. Disclaimer: this is just me reading the markets with how I look at it. So I pray you guys have a great day. And if you are an investor, hey, it's never too late to get into Bitcoin. And it's always a good time to get into Bitcoin. So you guys be blessed.